Start by opening Photoshop. I assume you all have Photoshop installed, but other graphics apps like Krita and GIMP, all of which has pressure sensitivity and the layers functionality, also works. The basic techniques used in this process are the same. Before we get started, let's make a few changes to our workspace. First, over to the upper right corner, change our workspace settings from default to painting. Select the Move tool in the toolbar. Check the Auto Select checkbox and set the select type to layer. With all these preparations in place, let's go ahead and create a new Photoshop document. Set the width to 2048, while height set to 1536. Set the name of the new document to logo, and I always prefer to choose a dark gray color as a background. The first element I want to deal with is a logo title. Let's start off by choosing a proper font for this. I use a font called New Super Mario. I downloaded it from a website called DA Font. Change the font color from black to white in order to make it contrast with our background. Suppose we were designing the logo for a game called Monster Crazy. I intend to separate the title into two lines. Each line has a different style. So first, enter Monster. Hold down Command key. Hold down Command key with the text selected. Drag the text to the center. Toggle the character and the paragraph panel. Set the space between the letters to -75 to increase the density between the letters. Don't forget to align the text to center again after change the space of letters. Next, let's hop to the Layers panel, duplicate the monster layer, and name the new layer Crazy, which is used for the lower part of our title. With the Crazy layer selected, hold the Command button. Move the layer right down below our monster layer. Change the text to Crazy. And apply the text to the center again. Currently, we just laid out the title with a stylized font. To make it more interesting, we need to do some tweak to our title with the help of Photoshop. First, select the monster layer. Choose the text tool in the options bar. Toggle out the warp text tool. Select Arc as the style. This style created a horizontal bending effect for our text. As a default setting, bend the text too much. Let's lower the bend setting to 30%. Move on. Repeat the same steps onto Crazy layer. Next thing going to do is separate each letter of the title into individual layers. Only then I can do more stylization to our text in the future. First, select Monster and Crazy layer. Duplicate them to make a copy of these two layers. Next, hide the original layers. From now on, we will work on the new copies with the original layers as backup in case we need to undo the process. With new duplicate layers selected, right-click and hit Rasterize Layer to change these two layers into pixel layers. Next step is to extract each letter into separated layers. Choose the polygonal lasso tool. Select out the first letter M. Be cautious of some letters that are connected with each other. Once we have selected the first letter M, right-click and choose Layer via Cut, which will separate the letter M into a new layer. Let's give this new layer a name called N. It's a good habit to give each layer a proper name, which will ease your work in the future. Next is repeating the same step to remaining other letters. Then, repeat the same process for the remaining letters. Don't forget to give each layer a proper name. After we have all the letters in Monster separated into new layers, create a layer group called Monster. Drag all the layers into this group. Move on. Let's do the same process for the layer Crazy Layer. Now that each letter has been separated into a layer, we can then modify each layer as needed. Select the M letter layer. I want to make the letter M a little bigger. So toggle out the transform tool with shortcut Command T. Hold Shift and scale it a little bit. You can also rotate it as you wish. Once you are satisfied, hit enter to confirm the transformation. Next, I want to add some foreshortening to the letter S. Select the S, Command T, activate the transform tool. Let's make the letter S a little bit longer to foreshorten the letter. Hold Command P. Drag the upper right corner a little bit inward. As we drag, the upper side of the letter will become narrower than the lower side, which created a so-called foreshortening effect. Let's go ahead and do some transformation to the other letters. And don't forget to confirm the transformation. You can do some tweaks to the crazy part as well. Feel free to do experiment. Next video, I will do a rough sketch for our game logo and introduce how to convert the rough sketch into clean line art. So stay tuned. See you next video.